It's my contention that if Republicans don't have an all of the above approach to voting going into 2023 and beyond, into the presidential election 2024, we're simply not going to be successful, and we're going to be doomed to continue failing and losing elections. And what I mean by that is, yes, we're voting on election day, but we must also engage in early voting, early in-person voting, mail-in voting, absentee voting, and
Exactly
where
right.
legal, ballot harvesting.
Exactly
And
right.
that's why on January 23rd of this year, I launched a super PAC called Early Vote Action, earlyvoteaction.com. I'm focused on 5 key states: Arizona, Nevada, North Carolina, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. If we are able to
Awesome.
win those 5 states, we win the presidency in 2024.
I mean, it's so true. And you talk specifically with regards to Pennsylvania. The Democrats have like a 400 plus thousand voter registration advantage. As you mentioned,
Correct.
Republicans are chipping away at it every day. But what frustrates me is, our party here in the state of Pennsylvania, and I will say this, not you, but we're spending 6 figures still trying to figure out how to win and develop an early voting program, a mail-in ballot program. I mean, but the first phase of that operation, you said it has to be focused on voter registration, right? We have to close that window in the state of Pennsylvania. I mean, look, the bottom line is Democrats statewide in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania can win without a single Republican vote. That gives them an enormous advantage, especially when it comes to early voting. You look at John Fetterman as a perfect example, right, Scott, where by the time he walked on that debate stage, Democrats had a grassroots operation in the state of Pennsylvania where he had 500,000 or something like that, something insane, an early vote advantage over Dr. Oz. That's simply not sustainable. And so if we can fix that, like focus on closing that window and then have an early mail-in ballot, early vote program where you're focusing on low propensity voters. And who I mean by that, like target the people that only President Donald Trump could bring out. That guy brought out the craziest cross-section of voters in the state of Pennsylvania. People that had never voted in their entire life turned out in 2016 and then again in 2020 to vote for President Trump. We need to find and identify who those people were, by and large, who stay home during these off-cycle races and stayed home during the Oz-Fetterman race. Like, we need to get them a ballot like every single cycle, make sure that they're voting to give ourselves a floor. And ultimately, like you said, if we don't do this, like we're going to lose these states, Scott.